Territorial Band will be holding a summer band camp for new and existing members alike, and joining me now is my good friend and fellow Simon Sanchez High School graduate, Max Ronquillo Jr. Max, always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Jason.
In various capacities,
yes.
And now, of course, you're with the Guam Territorial Band. You do so much as a member of the Guam Guard. Tell me about the band camp. That sounds interesting.
Well, the band camp, over the last few years, especially since we did a joint venture with our friends in Saipan in 2008 for the Olympics, we've been doing this reciprocation. For this year, it's our turn to go fly to Saipan as part of our band camp. A few years ago, members from Saipan flew here and did the band camp here, and they march our Liberation Day parade. So this year, part of our band camp is to have a week in Saipan and march their Liberation Day, which falls on July 4th.
So clearly it's kind of like a fellowship where you bring musicians from the different islands together and kind of network and maybe exchange ideas. But
yes, absolutely. It's one way we could solidify our friendship that we've made over the years.
Yes.
Yes.
And what do you see, like what do the different players maybe learn from each other, not necessarily with people playing the same instrument, but maybe like obviously you guys talk about music a lot, and do you guys exchange influences or share ideas back and forth?
Absolutely. And then just also it's summertime, something to do. In Saipan, I don't know how many parades they get to hold in the various villages, but here on Guam we do, every village has a fiesta, and so with the Territorial Band we do the Talafofo Fiesta in Arahan, Malolo, and of course a big one is the Liberation Day parade.
Those are the ones to do. I've done a few of those myself on more than a few occasions, and really good memories. What kind of, getting back to influences, obviously both Saipan and Guam have very strong ties to island music, of course, and country, and maybe even even some of the newer stuff like the Hawaiian and even the Hawaiian stuff. What are some of the influences that you learn and you can share, and what do you take from our friends in Saipan?
Oh, from Saipan, well, just the discipline. We joke around. They don't have a mall, so that's why they have a lot of time to practice, and I'm envious of them. I have to congratulate the Saipan community. They were here a few weeks ago for the Tumon Bay Music Festival. About 115 of them flew in. That's Saipan Southern High School, Marianas High School, and several other students that go to a few private schools there. And they have scored gold awards across the board. And Marianas High School, their Glee Club takes the sweepstakes, as in they are the highest scorer for all the judged events in the festival, and they are the sweepstakes winner for this year. And so for us here on Guam, at least from my vantage point, it's just to relearn the discipline necessary to play music at the higher caliber. As we get so influenced by American Idol and The Voice, and these are great programs that gear towards solo performance, but when it comes to ensemble performances, Saipan has a lot to be respected for.
Exactly.
Because of the discipline they have in just working together as a community, as a band, as a choir, and putting their differences aside and making for a great placement like they did here a few weeks ago.
Their harmonies are out of this world.
Yes,
yeah.
And so that's what I take away from working with them, is just a reminder that we just need to go back to basics sometimes and say, okay, you know what, we do need to hit the practice room.
well, great, because music, of course, and you would know this better than anybody, but music is a discipline that you can constantly be around but never know anything about. And I believe it was B.B. King who actually said, you can play guitar every single day of your life and you'll never truly know everything about the instrument.
That and music itself. Music is so vast. I used to not like rap music growing up, especially in high school, until I actually took the time. I got to watch the Tupac biography that was done after his death, and there's a lot that's going on there, not only musically but socially, that we need to pay attention to. And so that's what music is. It's a reflection of what's going on in our community. And so it's vast. Some of it happy, a lot of it is telling a story of what's going on within society, and we just need to pay attention to that. So as far as influences for me, I love all types of music, and and I just want to pass on that knowledge to other folks.
And as such, that's a perfect segue, because clearly this is also a recruiting drive, because you're also looking for new members if they wish to join. How can people do so, and what types of backgrounds are you looking for, and what might they bring to the table?
Well, you know, I am in charge of the Guam Territorial Band, the official band of Guam, and we have to be ready for any time. In the past, we've played for presidents, and then every other year we take a trip off island representing Guam. And so the big gear up is for 2014 in June, is to be back at the Sydney Opera House. We've been invited back to the Sydney Opera House. And so it really will take this far in advance to prepare musically and, of course, financially to get a good representation in Sydney for 2014. Mm-hmm. So we're looking for anyone with at least a year experience playing in band music. Whether you're in your school band, we encourage you to stay in your school bands, but we, you know, with honors classes, everything. Lately, we've been getting a lot of students that can't take band in their schedule, so we're the filler for that for them, and so we'd be glad to welcome you. And of course, our community changes with military folks moving in and out, and so there's always a few that never heard of us yet, mm-hmm. Despite our 36-year tenure, and we'd like to welcome you if you're new to Guam in the business community. We'd love to welcome you as members to our band.
All right. Now, what is the website, real quick, because we got to go to commercial?
Sure. guamband.org.
All right. Outstanding. So, Max, truly an officer and a gentleman.
Thank you.
You know, you're welcome here anytime. Please, you know, we're happy to help
Jason.
anytime. Yeah, and good luck, and thank you for representing our island so well.
Thank you so much.
All right. Stay tuned. We are back right after this.